Hello, and welcome back to the Four Horsemen. My name is Paul, representing Diecast Graveyard. When we first started this group about 3 years ago, it was myself, Xavier from Diecast Show Customs, Keith from Outlaw Speed Shop, and Jeff from 164 Revival. Well, we have fun doing these builds and enjoying each other's company and inviting everyone else to participate. Well, life unfortunately gets in the way. Jeff from 164 Revival had to step down approximately last August. Well, we invited Brian from Diecast Outcast. Well, by the time the month of December rolled around, he had to back out too, as, like I said before, life gets in the way. Well, we've been struck with that again, as our beloved Keith from Outlaw Speed Shop has decided to step down for a while and take a break. Again, as I said before, life gets in the way. He's just got too many things on his plate, and as he says himself, he just did not have the time to dedicate to being able to do these builds and do other things in his life that he wanted to do, and he just wasn't having fun anymore. Now, he will be back. He has promised that, and we will welcome him with open arms when he comes back. So as of this month, we welcome Andrew from Maple Leaf Customs over in Switzerland as the newest Horseman. Andrew brings a lot to the team, and we welcome him with open arms. He's going to be a fine addition to the Four Horsemen. Now, we will continue on with the guest horsemen through the rest of the year, and who knows, we may continue it because it's actually been very popular and it's been a lot of fun. I would also like to welcome Ron from Somo Diecast as this month's guest horseman. Let's go ahead and get started with today's build. This month's build is a 61 Chevy Impala, and the theme is Pro Street. All it takes is a little bit of research on your part to check out the different types of cars that they have, but this is going to be an extremely fun build, so let's go ahead and get started. Again, we're starting with the 61 Chevy Impala. This is a really cool car. I've been wanting to do something custom with this car, but now we're going to get our opportunity. So let's go ahead and continue on. Here I've taken the car apart. I've already drilled the post out, but we're going to get the car apart. The body is extremely cool. I'm thinking maybe a custom paint job for this car. And we'll get into that. Here's the standard glass windshield. Here's the interior. And here's the base. Now I think I might even have a metal base for this car, so I'll check that out. Here what I'm doing is I'm lightly rubbing the top with lacquer thinner. I'm trying to clean off the grease and everything. Now, if you rub it too hard or too much, you will take the paint off with the lacquer thinner. But that's not going to be a problem, as I plan on painting the top of the car, the hood, and the trunk anyway. So let's go ahead and continue. I rubbed it down to get the oil and grease off there. Now I used some pinstriping tape, and I got the pinstriping tape from Custom Fine Line Tapes, cftapes.com. They provide tape and paint and all kinds of other supplies for you to check out. Now, mostly these are made for cars and motorcycles, etc., but I'll tell you what, they've got some great stuff here that you can use in the die-cast industry, so thank the folks at CF Tapes. We're going to give it a fine coat of Tamiya surface primer and then put the color on. Now here we've got the surface primer down. I'm going to tape off the sides a little bit better and cover up the very outside stripes so they stay white. Let's go ahead and speed this up. Sit back and relax and enjoy your adult beverage. We've got that all taped off. Now we're going to take some fine pieces of mesh. Now you can use mesh or you can use lace, whatever. And what I did with the mesh after I cut the small pieces is I applied a very, very thin layer of spray glue on the back. And that will help it adhere to the hood. Now in order to avoid glue from coming off onto the car, I stuck it to my shirt first. There's my shirt. I stuck it to my shirt to take some of the adhesion out of there, and that worked out extremely well. Let's continue on. Here are the colors I'm going to use. I'm going to use the line of paints from Chroma Air from Spray Gunner. Now the Chroma Air paints are the in-house brand from Spray Gunner, so go and check out the line of paints from Chroma Air and all the other products they have to offer at Spray Gunner. First off, we're going to start with hot pink. We're only putting an extremely light coat down. You don't want to saturate this because you don't want to get it underneath the mesh, and it'll flood and it will not produce the results you're looking for. So make sure that you put just a fine mist coat on there. You want good coverage, but you don't want to saturate it. We're going to blend this up into the roof. Let that dry a little bit in between. Again, you don't want to saturate it. Now we've got the purple on there. We're blending that purple into the pink, and we're putting the purple on the roof. That's making a really nice blend. Again, just make sure that you don't saturate it. And here I'm using the air to dry the paint, or to help dry the paint. You can always add more paint, but it's awful hard to take it off once you put it on there. That's why you want to do the fine mist coats or the layers. Let's go ahead and put the blue on. That's a really nice fade and a nice blend. That looks good. And this stuff, folks, is only up to your imagination. This is incredibly easy to do for anybody. And if I can do this, you can do this. That's starting to look really nice. Let's use the air to help dry it. Okay, it's dry. That looks good. Let's go ahead and get that mesh off, and we'll see how it turned out. Well, the first thing we're going to do before we do that is we're going to put a very fine shadow of black along the edge. Apologize for my big old meat claws getting in the way there. Just a real fine line of black. There we go. That looks good. Again, I want to thank the folks from Custom Fine Line Tapes. Like I said, go to their website and check it out at cftapes.com. They've got a lot of those really fine pinstripes that you can use for these die-cast cars. They got paint, they got tape, they got art supplies, and a whole bunch of other things. So check out the fine products at Custom Fine Line Tapes. That's looking excellent. Here we've got the base. We're going to do a wheel swap here. And some detailing also, but this is going to be really cool. Now I did find a metal base, which I love using the metal bases. So instead of using the plastic one, we're going to use the metal one there that I have. Now I was going to use these red wheels here, but I decided that I'm going to go ahead with the bigger wheels and I'm going to coat those with Spectre Flame paint. There's the wheels I was going to use, but I decided to try something else. Here I'm going to use wheels and rims from Samed Wheels. I didn't have the red wheels, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these chrome wheels and I'm going to spray them with Spectre Flame paint from the Redline shop. But they're going to look really nice on this car. Let's go ahead and spray those wheels down. Alright, we got the car. That looks good. There's the paint job all cleared up. That looks nice. Here's the wheels that I sprayed from Sam Ed Wheels. They look good. Here's the metal base. That looks excellent. Interior and the glass. Let's put it all together and see the result for today's build. And here's what we started with. A 61 Chevy Impala that we are going to turn into a classic pro street machine. We took the car apart. We could have put a custom paint job on there. We put some custom wheels on there. We had some Sam Ed wheels with the chrome base wheels, and we went ahead and painted those up with Spectre Flame paint. And that reminds me, you can paint these wheels any color you want, and that's the best part. If you get the chrome wheels and you don't have the color you want, paint them the way you want. Then it'll match whatever you're trying to do. But we did all that. We got the paint job done. We clear coated it, and we put it all together. Let's go ahead and see the result. And here's what we got to. Look at how nice this turned out. We took some simple mesh and a little bit of tape, and we taped it off, and we made this a really nice classic car. Then we did the wheels. We took some chrome Sam Ed wheels. We painted them our color that we wanted, and they turned out fantastic. And like I always tell you folks, you can do this too. Now, the links for the three horsemen, or the three of us, are in the description. You've got Xavier from Diecast Show Customs. You've got Andrew from Maple Leaf Customs. And you've also got Ron at Somo Diecast. Check out their builds, but check out everybody else's builds too. And in a week or so, we'll have the recap of today's Pro Street build. This was an extreme amount of fun, and I super enjoyed it. Check out the Four Horsemen YouTube Diecast channel, and that will give you the build for the rest of the year, the build schedule, and let you know exactly what's going on. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Four Horsemen Diecast channel. This is Paul representing Diecast Graveyard. Again, welcome to the newest horseman, Andrew from Maple Leaf Customs. And it's going to be a lot of fun, I promise. Thank you, and cheers.